This is a video to show you how to bisect an angle. So you get to draw whatever angle you want. Usually you're given an angle, but if you're just doing the construction, just draw any old angle. Doesn't matter, and it can be the other way too. I just like to draw mine this way. Okay, so make sure you draw arrows to show that it's an angle, and we can give this a name. So I'm going to call this one C. So I've got angle C here. And what I want to do is bisect that angle. So it's going to start out like we did for copying an angle. So you're going to take a measurement with your compass. We're just going to have it, you can have it at, pretty much any length you want, as long as it's going to hit both of these and not be way too big. And you're going to put the point on the vertex C and then just make an arc. And it doesn't have to be a full arc. We can actually just do intersections, and that'll be beneficial later when we do some constructions with triangles and points of concurrency. So I just put the two little arcs there, and so I notice that I get an intersection of that arc on this side of the angle and this side of the angle. So now what I want to do, you can actually just keep it at the same length as long as it's at least halfway the distance from here to here. If it were super small or something, it'd need to be at least halfway. And so then you're going to take your point and put it on one of the intersections of the arc and the line and just make an arc here. And again, just make sure it's at least halfway there. And then you're going to do the same thing on this one. So you're going to put the point on the intersection of the arc and the other side and make another arc. And as you can see, we get an intersection of the arcs. And so we have a point of intersection there. And so what we want to do is connect the vertex C, the vertex of the angle, through that point, which is the intersection of the arcs from this original arc, and that will bisect the angle. So I'm not going to put a point there just to try to be more accurate here. Again, the more careful you are, the better it's going to come out. So draw a line, a ray actually, we're going to draw a ray and put a arrow on it to show that it's a ray. And there we go, we have bisected the angle. And we need to mark that the angle is bisected by we can put a single arc on both or a single arc with like a tick mark to indicate that we have bisected the angle and that those two angle measures are equal. And we can actually name this point, and we can put some other points on this line. So we can say that this is B and this is A. So we have ray CA and ray CB form angle C. And then we can call this intersection D. And so now I can say that angle BCD is congruent to angle ACD. And you can also call this one DCA if you'd like, or this one DCB. So remember, the actual figures themselves, the angle, this is talking about the actual figure is congruent, and the measures are equal. So we can say the measure of angle BCD is then equal to the measure of angle ACD. Measures are actual numbers, so that's when we use equal. When you're talking about the actual figures, it's congruency. And let's go ahead and check how accurate we are by, again, measuring the angle. So you're going to now, for this angle, this is the bottom side of the angle. So I'm going to put C in the center and make sure that this line lines up with my side of the angle. Again, we're measuring here to here, so we're looking on the inside because this would be 0 and going up. And so it looks like it's pretty much right on, see that 15, 16, 17. So that looks like it's 17 degrees. Let's see if this one is also 17 degrees. So now I'm going to line it up with this one because that's the bottom side of my angle, and C, vertex C in the middle there. And we'll see how close we are. Okay. Ooh, that's a little off there. So I can see that it's not quite 19. So we're a little bit off, but I can see that my line right here, if I zoomed in, is a little higher than it should have been. So makes sense. So about the same. Again, I'm going to be looking for the markings to see that you did it correctly. And as long as we're just being super careful, the more accurate we will be. So that's how you bisect an angle.